A lot of you guys were commenting on the drag setup, the wheel and tire package on the truck. It is a set of 18 by 10 Moto Metal 961s with a -24 offset, and they're wrapped in 325. I got it here. Yeah, 325 45 18 Hoosier DR2s. So that's the drag wheel and setup on the race truck. Just so you guys know. I know a lot of you were asking.
You just saw a 10-second diesel truck.
Hello guys, how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a good week so far. The weather here in Pennsylvania has been great. It has not been too hot at all. It's been just about perfect. So welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the garage. As you can see behind me, we have the Bobcat successfully separated from the Mower Deck. There's these four chains that hold the Mower Deck, then the, I don't know if you'd call it a cantilever, but there's a bar that slides in there and goes on the deck here. As you can see, take that off. And then I just drove over it, put my big shackle in front of it, drove over. The only problem I had was my little skid plate I made drug a little, but I was able to push the zero turn right off. We're not going to spend too much time on this. Basically, I'm probably just going to pull these three pulleys, the belt idler and this idler set up here. Just pull the pulleys, check everything out. That one's kind of noisy. It probably needs replaced. This blade spins free. This one spins free. This one spins free, but you can feel it's a little... Actually, the more I work it, better it feels. But anyway, we'll flip it over, take a look at that. And that'll be it for the Mower Deck tonight. At least want to change out those bearings in those three pulleys, because I'm sure they're quite wore out, as they do feel that way. That's kind of it for the Bobcat tonight. I am still excited that we got it running, which is fantastic. But that leads us to the race truck. What are we doing on the race truck tonight? The first thing tonight on the race truck is, if you guys remember, we kind of had banged up our OBD2 port a little bit. So you can see it's all kinds of gnarly there. And one of the wires, actually, I think became disconnected from it. So it's just kind of sitting in there. If we depin it, that one's not going to come with it. So I got this one off the Amazon. It's actually a whole pigtail. What I'm planning on doing is the wires that are good, we'll just depin from this and put into this one, and then make our one splice, because I think just one of them screwed up. We'll see what we're going to do there, then put this in. It's not going to fit in the original holder here on the dash, but I'm not real worried about it. The stuff that's going to be hooked up to the OBD2 port, like our V2 and whatnot, will be more than likely permanently attached, or at least for the most part they're not going to be disconnected a whole lot. After we get done the Bobcat and that USB port, OBD2 port, we're going to start on some of the miscellaneous stuff. We're going to just keep knocking out little stuff off our list. I want to get rid of these mounts for the bump stocks. We don't need them anymore, so we're just going to cut them off. I don't know how far I'm going to go, if I'm just going to take the Sawzall and cut the main part of the bracket off, or if I'm going to go to the point of just cleaning it all the way off the frame. We'll make that decision as we go to it. I'll probably start over here on the passenger side, since it's easier to get to. Hopefully I don't end up removing the wheels, but you never know. Then I would like to get the front drive shaft out. We need to go through it. We're going to do a couple things to that. As upgrades / deletes. So that's the first couple things we're going to start. I also have to pull the factory fuel return out of the truck. As you guys remember, when we had our little catastrophe a few weeks ago, not really a catastrophe, but our blunder episode, if you will, bloopers, where I had the truck running and the return was just sticking out right here at the time. It's right here now. So it was just sitting out like this. There we go. I didn't think about that. Holy. We might have a little environmental issue. So the truck runs, no issues. I came over here, I was going to show you guys exhaust coming out. You know, it was a little lopey, I guess, because it wasn't getting fuel pressure. Completely forgot about the fuel return to the tank. Just pumping fuel out as I had the truck running. So we're going to get rid of that. And when we tie everything into our fuel cell, that's going to get tied in there as well. So we'll have one return coming back from the front of the truck. But we'll go into that when all of our parts arrive for the fuel system. We're just missing a couple odds and ends, but everything from Summit Racing has showed up. All right, let's get to ripping these pulleys off and then get to the other list of shit. Pretty free, but it's actually sitting on this one right now. So the blades are all pretty dull, very dull. I don't know if they're even salvageable, so I'm looking to get a new set of them or whatever. The pulleys, I pulled the idlers off, and a couple of them are fair, but like this big one, that bearing is shot. But they make the pulleys, so of course they're kind of like a rivet. So I guess you'd have to buy a whole nother pulley. So I'm gonna have to see if I can get that off. I looked, and on one of them I could see the number. It was like a 6203 bearing, which I think is what we used previously for something. So I'll have to see if I can find that. Go over this, probably pressure wash the deck, paint it just to get a coat of paint on it, and you know, just try and keep it alive for a little bit longer. But other than that, it's not in terrible shape. I mean, not brand new by any means, but what else would you expect? OBD 2-port all wired up, and all that. It can sit in this little holder right here, but it's not going to be in like factory. It doesn't have the little tongs on it. Not a problem, because we'll end up bolting it up somewhere. It's got a couple different bolt holes, so we'll figure out where to mount that when we get that all figured out, because we will be having our V2 for the EFI Live. I'm planning on having that always connected, so we'll mount this somewhere and we won't have to worry about messing with it again. So now we'll get into cutting this frame up. Got the bump stop brackets off. Really, they're just welded on either side. There wasn't any weld here. I cut that one with the Sawzall and then got both sides off. This side I kind of was a little more brutish. Got this side off and started, and then just tried to break the weld on this side because I didn't really feel like messing with this bracket and the brake line and the speedometer cable. I didn't feel like messing with any of that stuff. So I just kind of got this side off and then just got it over, and that way I could kind of work it, get that off. So I got those brackets off. Also got the front drive shaft out. The return fuel line, the factory one. This block, which a bunch of the lines run through, I guess it's your brake line, your return line, your feed line, factory. So we don't need that block anymore. Here's our mounts. Pretty basic. They got a little weight to them, but really just, yeah, square piece of plate, you know, box. But I spent a lot of time laying under the truck after I got the drive shaft and the fuel line out. And the more I look at the truck, the more I think of things that we can do to it and get off of it. The more I look at the exhaust, the more I'm thinking that might go bye-bye. I don't know. I still would like to have my selectable hood stack concept just kind of proven out. Just a shame that we never got it fully working and functioning, so I might leave it on there for a little bit for that. That's not a big deal. The exhaust is easy to get off. But there's things like the insulation under the cab, get that out, you know, because once transmission's in, that's going to be a pain in the dick, all that kind of stuff. Also, I was thinking this cross member right here on the back of the truck, if you guys can see, that cross member comes down and over into the cab mount. And really, I think we can get away with boxing some of that out, taking some weight out, and just kind of doing like a tube like we did here. Only problem is I don't know about like where the drive shaft is and the transfer case. I think that's rear of the transfer case. I did look on Caitlin, but Caitlin's a quad cab short bed, so that's like back here, so it just doesn't work. So I'm kind of hemming and hawing about that. Just all the little shit that we could possibly get rid of. And you know, the list started with whatever we had tonight. You know, we knocked 3 or 4 things out. Well, then I came up with 3 or 4 more other things we could do. So until we know when we're going to get things back rolling, it's kind of okay. But I don't want to get too far into something and just have a bunch of projects ripped apart. I know we've had this discussion before. The bugs are out of control in the garage here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. We're just knocking out the little things. We do have all the stuff to get the fuel cell all plumbed in, but we're not going to be doing that right yet. As you can see, we're kind of back to cutting shit out and all that. So that and trying to figure out what I want to do with wires, you know, because eventually I would like to put the battery in the back and our fuse panel is up front. Just trying to figure out what exactly to do and what the next step should be. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like it, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Get out in your garage, get the wrench in on your truck.